Hello, and welcome to my little corner of the cosmic universe. This is High Priestess Indigo, and I'm back with another reading for the collective. So I'm gonna start with a prayer. I'm gonna pull some subconscious cards, and then we'll see which deck I'm led to. So, Almighty God, I thank you. I ask that you please allow me to be a clear portal and a clear channel for your Holy Spirit and your divine will. God, I ask that you bless each and every person that comes across this video. You know who they are and where they are on their spiritual journey and what they need. And God, I ask that you bind and return to sender any and all negative energy, negative entities, evil eye, projection, spell work, black magic, dark magic, anything that is not of your purest and highest divine light. These things I ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, we're off to a Monday, and Monday has been Mondaying. Hope everybody is wherever you are. You are having a fantastic day. And shout out to my subscribers. I see you guys. We're small but mighty. You know, whether it's two of you or 2 million or 200 million, I'm going to always continuously be grateful for you as well as the likes. And if you don't know, if you're a subscriber to my channel, I use that as a prayer list and I pray God's additional protection and abundance in your life. So I hope you don't mind the extra prayers. I'm one of those people that feel like you can, as long as it's people are in the right spirit, you can never have too many, prayers of support in God's abundance and protection. So I hope you don't mind. If you're subscribed, I'm praying for you. So see what we got here. Needing to address a true self disconnection, a state of being disconnected or detached from one's authentic essence, inner wisdom, and genuine desires, often resulting from societal conditioning, past traumas, or external influences. Needing to address attachment to material possessions, overemphasis on material wealth and possessions for a sense of identity or security. Needing to heal a humiliation wound, persistent shame, avoidance of social interactions, and chronic self doubt, leading to low self esteem and difficulty forming trusting relationships. So, the energy I'm picking up so far is a masculine energy, but I feel like there's a feminine energy somewhere in the background in this story. So, we'll see what the cards show. Address wound of moral injury, suffering from a deep conflict between personal values and actions taken or witnessed, often seen in military veterans or individuals who have experienced ethical dilemmas. Needing to heal the father wound, emotional pain and challenges arising from the relationship with one's father or father figure. Feelings arising from soul fragmenting, belief in the fragmentation or loss of essential aspects of the soul due to trauma. And then we got an extra card that came out this time. Needing to heal from karmic blockages, obstacles resulting from past actions and choices affecting one's present circumstances. So those are the subconscious cards. They can be past or present, what this person needs to heal or has already healed. We're going to be using the graffiti deck, one of my faves. So let's see what we got going on here. Ooh. We'll take that one because that looked like that wanted to slide out. Thank you, Holy Spirit, my spirit team, my angels, my guides, my ancestors. I am so thankful. Okay. it just a little bit more here. We'll start flipping over these cards. Take that one out. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. First card out, opposites attract. Running back to you. No wonder I'm picking up the feminine energy in the background. Simp. Closeted. Not a reading unless that card goes out, I swear. Celebrating quietly. On a mission. No cap. New beginnings. Class clown. Criminal record. Numbing. Wait. Okay. Serendipitous. Homelessness. Ooh. Stranger danger. Deceitful. Splitting hairs. And here comes the ice cream truck. There's a karmic somewhere in here. Checkmate. Avoidance. And let me pull 3 more cards, and then I'm gonna dive right on into this reading. Okay, take this one here. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. Take that one. There. So we got a little bit more than top dog. Overindulgence. And coronation day. And then we have on top and infatuation. What's up? All right. So what we got going on here is we have a masculine energy who is currently sitting in a, you know, sitting in a quiet place. I feel like this is somebody that is currently stuck in their head. This is somebody who is going through tower moments after tower moments. And this is also somebody who is currently having to face some truths about themselves. This is somebody who is desperately also wanting to run back to a divine feminine. Somebody who they're stuck in their head about particularly. This is somebody who is spending a lot of time watching this divine feminine. I feel like he's watching her online as well as I'm getting physically like this. Somebody might be doing drive-bys right now. This is somebody who is ready to risk it all. Honestly, this is somebody who, like I said, they're sitting back and they're watching this divine feminine. They're looking at her online presence as well as I feel like this is somebody that is literally no lie doing drive-bys of this divine feminine's house. This is somebody who has sat back and watched this divine feminine step up into high priestess empress energy. This is somebody who I feel like in the past, um, there are some things that were very different about these two. I feel one mindset. I feel very clearly this divine feminine has a growth mindset, and this masculine energy has been stuck in a fixed mindset. So in this way, This is where the opposites attracted. But this is somebody who really kind of blew up the relationship. They blew up the relationship. With that fixed mindset came a lot of like, this person engaged in a lot of low vibrational, what in the spirit realm we call low vibrational practices. But low vibrational practices are anything that are vibrationally low that you do repetitively. So, excuse me. A perfect example is like, say you have negative self-talk and you constantly are like berating yourself and telling yourself you're not good enough, or you're, not pretty, or you're not attractive, or you're, you know, you can't do something. If you tell yourself that enough, that becomes a repetitive low vibrational spiritual practice. So this is somebody that suffered from a lot of those kind of like low vibrational thought patterns, is really what I get. But this person also, well, this karmic masculine specifically, let's call him what he is, because he has he wants to not be this way, but he is still not quite on the path yet. So this is somebody that is, they would like to be high vibrational, they would like to be a divine masculine, they would like to be in high priest and emperor energy. But this is someone who I feel like is kind of stuck in that negative. This person has a lot of negative mental tapes that's playing in their head constantly. And I feel like it's contributing to them kind of ruminating about changing, thinking about changing, but not actually changing, because they have to do something to actually get themselves out of that thought loop. This is somebody who has a long list, a long history of these behaviors and patterns and how they've shown up in this person's life. Like, I feel like this person has been their own worst enemy, to be honest. This is somebody who has, you know, and this is gonna be stressful for this person to even really have this said this way, but this is somebody who honestly, in their quest to be top dog, they engaged in some third party situations that I feel like they're trying to keep from coming out to this divine feminine. This is some secrets that I feel like has to do with why they split in the first place. But I that's why I say this karmic masculine is feeling very humiliated about it, because this is somebody that knows that their behavior was unexcusable, but this is somebody who was suffering from, like I said, a negative self talk, low self esteem. And like I said, this person is their own worst enemy. So it's really giving me the energy of somebody who self sabotaged themselves. Not necessarily because I'm getting that this person is like a player from the Himalayas, but I'm really just getting the sense that this person, when they met this divine feminine, they had never met anybody like her. They had never, this is the term punching above your own weight is a boxing term, where the term is you don't fight outside of your weight class. So this is somebody who always felt like when they got with this divine feminine that she was really above them. So this person's bright idea was like, hey, instead of me, you know, feeling like, okay, this woman's out of my class, she's out of my league, why don't I actually cherish her and value her? Because where am I ever going to find somebody that's incredible, that actually thinks I'm incredible too and loves me unconditionally? This person thought, hey, how about I sabotage and screw this relationship up by sneaking around on this divine feminine? This is the low vibrational thought patterns. This is the kind of logic that comes from having negative thought patterns. Because when you're not in a negative thought pattern, you would just be like, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. Nobody throws away a multi-million dollar lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Like, that's just something you don't do unless you're just, you know, legit crazy. But, um, not saying this person is crazy, but this person is certainly sitting in an energy where they're thinking that they must have been crazy to actually have done this. This is somebody, like I said, they desperately want to run back to this divine feminine, but they feel like, in order, like part of being able to come back to somebody is having to sit and actually be honest with why you guys split in the first place, what led to the separation. Because I get the sense that this, for this divine feminine, it felt like this masculine energy ghosted her. He just left the relationship. He didn't really give her a lot of closure. He didn't really give a lot of explanations. But that was because this person was really embarrassed of their behavior, because they knew deep in their heart, they knew there was no good explanation for why they behaved the way they did, other than they were just self-sabotaging. So that's what I said. I'm not getting the sense that this person was really like a player type energy per se, but I do feel like this person self-sabotaged, and I do feel like there was a little arrogance in there where this person, um because they were with this divine feminine and she loved them so unconditionally and believed them so much, that they kind of started, like, they let it go to their head a little bit. And so because of the energy that they were getting from this divine feminine, female energies were attracted to them and were like, kind of like, whereas this person maybe in the past wasn't getting this kind of attention from other, the opposite sex, it kind of like went to their head and they were like, oh, they wanted to like self-soothe their ego, but at the expense of their relationship with this divine feminine. So, and I feel like in a lot of ways, once this person kind of got themselves caught in that trap, this is somebody who, the numbing is coming up, but I'm getting like this person started becoming numb to this divine feminine in a certain sense, because this person was now having to emotionally disconnect themselves from this divine feminine because they were cheating. You know, I feel like this divine feminine is very intuitive, and I think she was sensing something was going on. And so this person really like kind of started pulling back from this divine feminine, not because they didn't love her, but because they knew what they were doing, and they knew that they were, violating the trust of this divine feminine, and that was eating at them. And so they really kind of just detached themselves and just kind of ran from the relationship in a certain sense. Like I said, this is somebody who is realizing that when they were doing their little self sabotage, they overindulged. They overindulged to the point that they really, destroyed the relationship in a certain sense. Oh boy. This is somebody who is, I feel like, outwardly right now, is showing off more of a class clown type of energy. I feel like this is somebody that's trying to pretend like they're unbothered about this divine feminine moving on away from them. This is somebody who's also trying to do a bit of projection. I feel like this is somebody, while they're also feeling doubly guilty, is because this is somebody who, is trying to avoid the truth. And I get the sense that this is somebody who kind of did some projection. They basically, when family and friends asked them what happened with this person, they lied and projected their own guilt onto this divine feminine. They basically accused her of doing what they were doing. And so this is why this person is even more sitting in this place of guilt, because this is somebody that wanted to disassociate themselves from the truth of their actions. And this is somebody who Like I said, to family and friends, we're bringing up insignificant things as reasons why they split from this person, because they can't say to their family and friends, like, the real reason why we broke up was because I was a cheating dog and I was afraid this divine feminine was going to find out. But they just outright lied and said that the divine feminine was cheating. So this person kind of backed themselves into a corner now, because, like I said, this person desperately wants to reach out to this divine feminine, but in order to do that, they have to be completely honest, not only with the divine feminine, but their family and friends. Because if this person was to show up one day with this divine feminine, like say they reconcile, right? Their family and friends will be like, why the hell are you getting back with somebody that cheated on you? But he knows that she never actually cheated. So this person is kind of stuck in a trap of their own lies, deceit, and projections right now. You know, and this is serving as karmic blockages to this person being able to reach out to this divine feminine, because this person is sitting in that place of guilt, of feeling humiliated with themselves for their behavior, because they recognize that it was very cowardly of them to, you know it's bad enough that they broke the divine feminine's heart, but then they lied on this person and said that she was the one that was cheating, when in actuality it was them. This is somebody who, like I said, they're sitting back and they're now watching this divine feminine step into high empress and priestess energy. And this is someone who is like very much infatuated. Like, they want to come back to this divine feminine. They're watching her grow and, just expand into this beautiful, even more beautiful person than what she was when they were together. And it's got this man in an ego death. This is somebody, they're not physically homeless, they are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually homeless right now. This is somebody that is stuck in their head, and they're stuck in that projection and the lies and everything that they've done. And it's really just got them really beating themselves up. Like I said, this is somebody who is stalking in online as well as in the 3D, because this person is in this obsessive infatuation, but they really are in love, but they really are like this obsessive infatuation. It's really kind of eating at them. This is somebody, like I said, they realize though, in order to come forward, they have to tell the truth, but they feel checkmated by their web of lies that they've created. This is somebody that wants to be back on top with this divine feminine. This is somebody that wants a new beginning with this divine feminine. This is somebody that is ready to turn into a simp to get this divine feminine back in their lives, but they know that it's going to require them to show up with no cap. They're going to have to be 100% authentic, and they're going to have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. And this is somebody who, they're just not quite ready. They're still, like I said, they're stuck in their head. They're ruminating. They keep thinking about all the things that they've done, all the things they said. This is somebody who is feeling shattered. This is why that subconscious card of feelings arising from soul fragmenting is coming out, because, you know, this person understands that the karmic blockage is them. They're the karmic blockage in their own life, as well as they feel shattered because of what they've done. This is somebody who I feel like in the past really considered themselves, a morally just and good person. But this is somebody who is now having to really, I can't get this card up. They're having a crisis of faith in a certain sense, because it's somebody, like I said, they're having to really sit with this moral injury, in a sense that they have to come reconcile that the person that they thought they was would have never been somebody that would have blamed this divine feminine and lied on her and said it was her that was cheating. This is somebody, like I said, they weren't, they just made a mess of things. And so this is there's a lot of humiliation, and this person is feeling like they're not connected to their true self, because they're like, the true self that they thought they were would not have been this guy that would have, you know, sullied somebody's good name because they were too cowardly to tell the truth. And even more so, this masculine energy is very afraid of the reaction, or I guess the rejection that they feel like is imminent from this divine feminine, because they're watching her celebrate quietly. I feel like when this person is doing their drive-bys and they're seeing her, come and go, she looks happy. She seems at peace. She seems content. She seems like she's moving forward. But this masculine energy still feels quite determined to, he really does still want to come back to this divine feminine, but he just feels like he's at a loss at where to start. What can he say? Like, there's no good answer to be like, hey, yeah, I would really love for us to get back together. But remember when we broke up, I was, actually cheating on you. And then to make matters worse, you know, I went around and slandered and lied on your name and told everybody that you were the one cheating when it was actually me. They don't make a Hallmark card for that, do they? So this is why this person is stuck in this repetitive loop of negative thinking, because all of this goes back to the fact that this person, when they got with this divine feminine, they were unhealed. You know, I feel like this divine feminine was also unhealed, but since this relationship ended, she went in and did her inner work, and she has literally stepped up into high priestess and empress energy. So she went from being karmic to doing her spiritual work and growing, whereas this person has kind of been stuck in this loop. Like they think they want to do something, but they don't actually take the steps to grow and mature and do what they need to do. And they basically tell themselves every day, like, today's the day that I'm going to reach out to this divine feminine. I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm going to come in authentic. I want to run back to her and just, you know, tell her everything and beg her forgiveness and throw myself at her feet for mercy and do whatever it takes, and be in this, kind of simp energy to just win her back over. But then their guilt, shame, pain, and humiliation wounds, um, that they're dealing with now in this ego death kicks in. And it just keeps looping back. And they keep just ruminating instead of actually acting. So that's why I said this person is very much aware that the karmic blockages in their life right now is them. They're their own worst enemy right now. They were their own worst enemy when they did what they did when they were in the relationship with the divine feminine. And then they were their own worst enemy now, because they're literally sitting on needing to apologize, needing to seek absolution from this divine feminine and forgiveness for the things that they've done in the past. But that just contributes, like I say, this is why this person is under this kind of like homelessness karmic debt, where they're stuck in their head and they're ruminating and they're wanting to reach out to this divine feminine and beg for forgiveness. But this person has to first forgive themselves, I think, at this point, because if they don't get to some more of this subconscious work, as well as like really healing themselves, they're never going to find the courage. They're never going to find the strength to reach out to this divine feminine, because they're really going to be stuck in this loop of, look what I did. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Like, this person needs to turn some of this energy within instead of ruminating. And it's easier said than done. But here's where my, parroting of therapy comes in, because I'm always going to champion seeing good psychologists. Listen, people are going to one day start understanding their spiritual that psychologists are doing is spiritual work. It is truly a spiritual work to help people be able to go in and heal their psyche and heal their childhood wounds and heal from the things that are keeping them stuck, because it really is very much, your mental health is so tied to your spiritual health. It's not even funny. They're so intertwined. They're basically one and the same at this point. You know, you really have to go in and do the core healing. You have to go in and you have to deal with all of this brokenness and this trauma, because those are the things that make you target to manipulation by dark entities. Those are the things that make you crash out your life and do things that are not beneficial to you. I mean, honestly, and I'm no therapist, but I would say probably 95% of the people that are on drugs is because of trauma, unhealed, wounds and childhood wounds and things that have happened to them that they didn't heal. And so they turn to drugs to cope. I'm not sure how accurate that number is, but I feel like 90% of the stuff that we see that are the ills of society can be traced back to unresolved trauma within people. And so this person is not going to be able to get out of this negative loop until they actually speak to somebody. And one of the best things that I took out of therapy that truly changed my life was learning how to disrupt those negative self tapes. Learning how to reframe those negative thoughts, the things that we tell ourselves, oh, I can't heal, I'm a screw up, I'm a this, I'm a that, all of that negative self talk comes from somewhere, and somewhere you have to go in and heal those tapes. But a good therapist will show you how to do that. And so this is the part where I harp on therapy, because honestly, this is, if I could talk to this masculine energy, that's exactly what I would be telling him face to face is, it's time for you to find a good therapist. It's time for you to start dealing with somebody, and let's, collectively as a society start taking away the stigma of therapy. It is not just for mentally ill people. It's the same way when you want to get into physical health, you change how you eat and you go to the gym, you work out. Therapy is the gym for your mind and your psyche. So, like I said, one day people are going to truly understand that, and they're going to actually see therapists as spiritual workers and light workers, because they really are truly doing spiritual work and helping people resolve unresolved traumas and helping them to help themselves to heal. You know, if you've always done things a certain way, it's going to be hard to change that pattern, because you suffer from confirmation bias, as well as the fact that, as the saying goes, you can't heal in the same place that created the trauma. So, in order to kind of break that disruption of that trauma that is causing you to self sabotage, causing you to, not love yourself and not heal and not grow, you have to do something different. And this person is literally needing to do something different, because they're just stuck in this big loop of ruminating. I want to come forward. I want to tell her the truth. I love this woman. I miss her. But then at the same time, it's like, look what I've done. It's all of this shame and this guilt. At some point, they have to do something different to disrupt this pattern. And they really do need to learn to love themselves so that they can forgive themselves, you know. And then that would make them, when they got ready to reach out to this divine feminine, they would come from a place of strength, of being able to not only acknowledge what they did, but understand why they did it, and actually be able to give this divine feminine a full explanation as to their own, thinking that led to them self-sabotaging. But you can't give somebody answers when you haven't found answers within yourself yet. So that's why I say, before this masculine energy reaches out to this divine feminine, he really needs to reach within with a good therapist. You know, don't feel like this is a bad guy per se. This just feels like somebody who just really has been wounded and broken, and they acted out of that wounding and brokenness and low self-esteem, and it caused them to self-sabotage and destroy a relationship. And a lot of people have done that. We've all been there where we've self-sabotaged in some way. Maybe it wasn't a relationship, maybe it's at work. People have self-sabotaged themselves in, careers, in jobs, in school. They didn't, they want to, pass their class, but then they didn't study. That's self-sabotage. So it's those kind of things where you have to at some point get to the root of the problem, which is the trauma, the unhealed places, and the things that need to, come forward, that need to come out of this closet. This person needs to be able to live from a full 100% authentic place. In order to do that, they have to be truthful with themselves and truthful with the people in their lives. And the best place to start is working on themselves, healing themselves, going to find a good therapist, and really devoting themselves to clearing this past hurt and, the subconscious wounding. So, like I said, whoever this masculine energy is, I don't feel like he's a bad guy. He's just lost and stuck in his own trauma, in his own self-fulfilling prophecies, in his own low self-esteem. And he's not going to be able to really open up to this divine feminine until he addresses himself first and foremost. So, whoever you are, um, karmic masculine who wants to be a divine masculine, it's time to find you a good therapist. I think you can do this. You got the strength. You got, you might be in ego death, and you might be under like karmic retro. It's really giving me karma. You're just dealing with karma. I don't even necessarily feel like you're being punished like in a larger divine justice, where you've been so flagrantly foul that God had to hand down divine justice. I feel like this is just your own karma. Like you're literally just sitting in your own karma. Like this is really just your own karma. And that is what's causing you this ego death. But in this ego death, it's a good opportunity to go into therapy and heal yourself. Use this as an opportunity for a fresh start, for the new beginning that you want. But take this new beginning on yourself. Take that first step, that first chance at a new beginning with yourself. And then who knows down the line, you know, maybe you can have that conversation with that divine feminine and see where things go. And if nothing else, maybe you guys might wind up as friends. I mean, I'm not gonna give you false hope here, but I just say, in order to make amends with somebody, you have to make amends with yourself and acknowledge and understand why you did what you did. Because if you don't understand why you did what you did, if you were to get back into a relationship with this divine feminine, just as soon as she triggered you again, meaning her loving you and you don't love yourself, you're going to revert back to the same behavior, which is self sabotaging. It happens. So, that is the message. Whoever you are, I hope this helps you. Be blessed.